Hey everybody, Gary here with Better Image Photography, going to do a quick review of the Nikon 50mm 1.8G. That is the Nikon AFS Nikkor 50mm 1.8G, if you're going to read the lens. This lens is fantastic, hence the nickname that it has earned, Fantastic Plastic. It is also a fairly cheap lens, hence its other nickname, the Nifty 50. Every camera brand has the 50mm 1.8, and they're always going to be pretty cheap. You know, Canon, Nikon, Sony, Pentax, they all have their own 50mm, and I suggest picking one up. This lens is built to pretty high standards. It feels like the 1.4G, which is at least double, sometimes more than what this lens costs. It is plastic, but plastic's not a bad thing. It just kind of makes it a little bit lighter, makes it a little bit cheaper. Has a rubber zoom, or not zoom, but manual focus ring, and that just feels really nice. Does have the lens hood on it. That's what it looks like without the lens hood. And it has the manual auto and manual switch. This lens does have manual override. Great thing about the AFS. See, I've owned two different copies of the 1.8D version. That's the version from before this one. And everyone kept telling me, you know, when I was looking for my first lens that wasn't the kit lens, buy 1.8D. It's cheap. It's great for low light. And so I picked one up, and actually picked one up twice, you know, decided to give it a second chance, but it never really left my camera bag. When it did leave the camera bag and finally make its way to the camera, I just wasn't really pleased with the images I was getting with it. This has renewed my faith in that 50mm range. The photos are just beautiful with this lens. I can see why people praise it. It creates beautiful images, it has wonderful bokeh, and that's because of the rounded aperture blades that are in this. The previous version did not have the round aperture blades, but if you wanted the round aperture blades or the in-lens autofocusing, the AFS, then you had to go with the more expensive older brother, the 1.4G. Has great color rendition. Photos that I take with this just pop. They have that beautiful 3D quality that you can kind of, people always talk about with the 24 to 70 2.8G. You know, for crap like a sixth of the price, you get beautiful, you know, almost 3D images that just, you know, they pop. Beautiful colors. This lens does autofocus pretty fast. Some people have said that the D version autofocuses faster. I haven't noticed, but I haven't really done a comparison. But I think it autofocuses great. I've been happy with this lens. Every time I slap this lens on the front of one of my cameras, I've been happy with it. It's great for low light, of course, because you're getting that beautiful, very large opening at 1.8. Just give you a sample. That's at 1.8. Yeah. Bam. 1.8. That's just lets in lots of light. It's great for like venues, concerts, stuff like that. You will see significant increase in image quality when you stop this lens down. I've gotten, like, probably my best results have been in that 2.8 f2.8 opening. I bought this lens for about $220. It sold out most places that I was looking at in the Twin Cities, but I finally did find it at Ritz Camera, one of their stores. I think they have like 4 stores, and only one of them had it in stock, and I nabbed it up as soon as I found it. The D version, however, usually does sell for about $100. So half the price. If your camera has a built-in motor in the body, then maybe you might want to check out the D version if you're on a bit of a tighter budget. I give this lens a rating of get it now. If you don't already have it, try to get it. You can't go wrong with it. You surely will not be disappointed with this one. Can't promise anything about the D version, but I love this lens. Quick overview, the pros. This lens is very light and compact. It has very fast autofocus, beautiful bokeh. The rounded aperture blades for that beautiful bokeh, insanely sharp. This is a great portrait lens on the DX with a 75mm field of view. So you're getting into that, people have said that the 80 to 135mm is great. 75, I've used it for portraits and it's awesome. Let's see, it has manual override. It's built like the 1.4G, and yes, that is a pro. Cons, obvious one is it is a prime lens, so you zoom with your feet. Minor distortion has been reported on this lens, but I haven't really noticed it myself. No aperture ring, so there's no manual aperture, which you do get on the 1.8D version, but that's no biggie for me. Quick versus the 50mm 1.8G versus the 50mm 1.8D. The G version has internal focusing motor, which allows it to autofocus on any Nikon DSLR. That would be the D50-100, D30-100, all the way to the D40. G version has rounded aperture blades, which create a more circular and dreamy bokeh. The G version has an aspherical element, and also comes with the lens hood. The D version, well, you have to buy the lens hood separately. The D version, however, has an aperture ring. This can be handy in different situations. Cinematographers, they like to use the aperture ring for that manual control of the exposure. It's also good for using on different cameras with an adapter, because with this one you obviously can't use it with an adapter unless you get a G adapter, because you can't control the aperture. Let's see, the D version is a bit smaller, a little bit lighter, and the D version is cheaper. Hope you like the review. These videos will keep coming, so subscribe, rate, comment. This has been Gary. Have a good one.